Hi, it's Nicola, the founder of the PDA Space. Creating a short video to give you some ideas on how to create your own sensory toolkit or bag. This has come about after listening to Tigger when he came and spoke in Cardiff on the autistic experience. And he shared really honestly and openly about his own personal sensory overwhelm, meltdowns and shutdowns. And with the school holidays happening, it seemed like a really, really beneficial time to come and share some ideas with you. So I'd really, I'm going to share these zippable bags, but whatever you've got, if it's a bag, a physical bag, that you can put some ideas in. I like these sort of clearish, zippable ones because you can see what's inside. For me, that reduces my anxiety because I can look and be like, yes, it's got. So here's one that I've got pre-made. Okay. And I'm going to go through and talk you through some ideas. When you're thinking about creating a sensory toolkit for yourself or your young person, you're going to want to be thinking about your senses. And if you think of your 5 senses outside of your body, thinking about what can you smell? Well, I've always got some essential oils. So what could you smell? What can you touch? What can you taste? Maybe, something to feel. So have a think. These have not got to cost lots of money. Normally, obviously anything and everything. At the moment, it's got sensory, there's an added 0, which is why creating your own is really, really beneficial. So I'm sitting here with a squidgy ball that I will have got from somewhere like the Works, or I bought lots of things from Lidl, Aldi, Tiger, and the Works. So I'm going to just pull some of the bits and pieces out that I've already created, thinking about. So bubble wrap, it's a perfect one, isn't it? It's cheap, free, got it in your house. I won't start popping it because it may create a sensory difference for you. Blue tack, again, it's got so many different options, from pulling, from squeezing to pinching. I spoke or wrote in the collaboration book that I was in. I loved little bags as a young person. I still do. Putting something really important that is like maybe a little fiddle toy, a shiny pebble, stone, crystal, whatever it might be. And it may be that the bag has got an essential oil on, so it's that real bringing lots of senses together. I am someone who does love clothes pegs. The pressure that you can then have that can give you some little pressure, but also it's that pinching feeling. So if I take that out, so you've got something to, when perhaps you're feeling a little bit anxious, or your young person, but I do love them, as well as a practical. There's always something, a clothes peg can ping something to it. Thinking about our hearing, if we're going to be somewhere that's going to be very loud, this time of year, maybe more planes, more motorbikes that have got that very heightened noise. Like you see, I've already said about little bags. In here, I've also got very small earplugs. So it could be having something like that that's ready in a bag. I'm going to come back to some of these in a moment. I don't know who else. I always loved little notebooks as a child, but again, it could be something like this. You could help make a little flip book for your child. Cream. It could be because it's that nice texture. I know not everybody likes physical creams, but again, that sensory, that smell. For me, I find it quite difficult, but say like, a pushy pulley pen, I don't like the noise. A balloon, something that can really calm and soothe our sensory is blowing. So really blowing something. But also when my boys were smaller, balloon tennis was a really great activity. I've got a little squirter, so something that smells nice. Maybe a tiny piece of material. So this is a ribbon, but it's got that soft feel, whatever it might be. It have a hairband, but it could be anything that can do that sort of pull, grab, again, sort of wrapping something, giving that input that may be supportive. I've already talked about essential oils. There was one that I used to carry all the time for my boys to help with travel sickness. Little notepads, maybe just so they can, maybe you've got a young person or yourself that just needs to write something because they feel so overwhelmed, or a picture to say what they'd like, maybe a drink or some food. Anything that can be sort of bendy and flippy. Good old chewing gum. I know, maybe if you've got very young children, that's not appropriate. But again, it's that having something to do can help. I've got quite a few colourful paper clips. These are great for being able to fiddle, to pull. This might not be something you would think about for perhaps a boy's one, but actually I know one of my boys used to love makeup brushes because they're soft, they're quite soothing. They obviously don't need makeup on, but they can feel really, really soothing. You may think of other material, pieces of blanket. Tissues. I've always got tissues in mine. So we've covered something to eat, chewy, or a snack to help, a drink, an activity. I'm going to come back to pencils. So, thinking about headphones to reduce noise or to be able to listen to something, a nice simple thing to perhaps rub. So it could be you put something else in a little bag and they've got something they can rub, glue tack, anything they can smell, the good old very simple squidgy balls, bubble wrap. Obviously, if you're driving, being mindful of how it might impact you. But once you perhaps get a whole load of different things, perhaps talk to your young person. What would help them? What might they like in it? I've always got some crystals on my desk. Essential oils. Thinking about something that it's okay if they break. I have spoken in the past about pencils. If you can go and buy a load of cheap pencils that they can snap. So if they're feeling, or you're feeling really overwhelmed, that break, that snap, that noise can really give that release to the energy. So as I say, notepad, maybe they can write down if it's food or drink, or just doodle. doodling, something to rip up. Years ago, I used to have newspaper. Often don't get newspapers, but maybe you've got a piece of paper that you can hold and your young person can punch to release. So have a think about your different senses, how, what you would like to pack it in. If it is these types of containers or a material bag or a Ziploc bag, and things that give you and your child that comfort, that if, that's to hand, that when they're feeling or you're feeling overwhelmed, you're needing some, comfort, something that will very quickly soothe you, to really support you. And once you start looking and seeing, noticing what works, maybe you tweak it, lip balm or something that I know that Tigger talked about, overwhelm, the oversticks that's soothing, whatever it might be. Me with my clothes peg. I really would love to hear what you put in your sensory bags and how you've created them. And I really do believe, just have a little look around your house, because none of those are expensive items. So they haven't got to be, really big and expensive things. And, they're just about, not just, but they're about, creating some comfort. And it could be not just when you're going out, they could be dotted around rooms to support you and your family during the holidays. So I look forward to hearing what's in your bags, and take care.